So I'm really excited. I was telling you that I had a steering rack issue where I put in a spacer and it got locked into a hole. So this gives you an idea of what the spacer looks like. I don't know, let's say about 1/4 of an inch. And I tried everything. I had dentist tools and hooks and all sorts of stuff. And there it is right there. So as you can see, there's a hole, so you can see the first one's still in there. On the other side, that hole doesn't exist, so this hole got jammed in there and I couldn't get it out. So what I ended up doing is actually soldering it in half. I melted it and then just pulled it out, and it came out within a few minutes. So I remember trying for like an hour or two before trying to get this out like a year or so ago, and I couldn't, gave up. But it was like, I'm winning. The car's not going to win on this one. I'm going to win on this one because I need to make U-turns with this car. So there's a lot of U-turns in Arizona due to certain street laws. So hopefully that is enough to U-turn and not have my fenders hit the wall. So we'll double check that, but I think we are good to go. Alright, I got a box of all my hoses ready to be clamped or crimped, and I need to go down to the store. The one thing that I'm wondering is, like, these seem super long, but you need some length to get that bolt or the nut to slide back and forth. But you know, I got 1.5 inches off from where these are to where that needs to go, which, you know, I'm sure this is pretty pliable, but that's a pretty short length to go 1.5 inches. Over here, it'd be kind of cool if this one curved right away and this one curved a little bit later, and that way they wouldn't run into each other. So we'll see about that, but it's going pretty well right now. So I got everything routed where it needs to go all the way up to the radiator, and this originally was kind of an overwhelming task because they give you all these extra parts, and so you don't, like, you're swimming and like, okay, what's going on? So, but after going through the instructions once or twice, it's like, okay, it's all making sense. So I think we're good on that part. I'll take it down tomorrow, get that stuff crimped, and we'll see what's next here. Well, I've been wanting to do this since day one, and that's put in the official Factory 5 horn button. Kind of makes me feel a little bit more finished, you know, like the last little icing on the cake. So I was like, oh, I can wait to the end. I'm like, you know what? Just put it on now and cross it off the list. So that's what I did. I put a little thread locker, get my steering wheel on, and originally in shipping, when this little cowl came in, it was like floating around in the box and got all banged up. So they sent me a new one that's all nice. And so I've had that like since, week 3 or something. They sent that out. And I figured, well, let me put the old one on in case something gets dinged up, and then I'll just put the new one on now when it's all getting ready to be done. So all accomplished, tightened, sealed, ready to go, and happy about that one. We started doing the AC work, HVAC work, got our part in for our compressor. I am a little bit worried about this blue one sticking out. We will see. It's one of those things that you just don't know until you try it. And if I come back here, I mean, it's just on the verge. So we will see. But in any case, it's going good so far. I don't have a wrench to fit these. It's bigger than an inch. I had to route a ground wire from here back to the back of the engine. I missed that the first time when I was working on the manual for putting that on. So I got that in and I coated it just like the other one was coated to go under this. It's a little bit messy for, you know, what I would like. Of course, I don't have this dialed in yet, but it kind of is what it is with air conditioning and the amount of space in this car. So, but you know, I'm getting everything to lay pretty nice and just, that looks great. It's not so much. And then I gotta buy some 90-degree angles to get over, or do a custom down fitting here or a longer fitting here. I'm not really sure yet. So I'm gonna see if there's anything at the local hot rod shops. Amazingly enough, there's 2 hot rod shops in Tucson, so I'll double check with them. If not, I have to order these online, and I don't know how long it's going to take to get these. So last night I was checking out my HVAC system, and the power was not going on the right way, and it turns out I had one wire off, but it took me an hour. I didn't just want to like start moving wires because, you know, smoke had happened. So it took me an hour to reacclimate and figure out what's going on and how the relay was connected. And I had to unwrap some stuff to just verify where the wires were going because I couldn't see because it was all wrapped up nice. So I did that again and kind of, you know, looked at everything. And then sure enough, I just had to move one wire and then everything's working the way it should. I need to get this on the road and just verify that, you know, everything's working as is before I really start buttoning it up. But far as I could tell, everything's going well. And I don't remember if I talked about it, but originally I was saying that this thing was really small and it was below the sheet metal. And like 2 days later I came out and I was like, whoa, this thing's totally expanded. So that's pretty good. There's a piece that goes here that's supposed to have this stuff on it, and I don't have enough of this stuff. It didn't come with the car, or the guy that talked to me about it doesn't know what he's talking about. So we're getting closer and closer. This is going to be really difficult to deal with, so I'm not putting these on yet until I get in there and get that all situated. So, and of course I want this stuff to look all similar. I don't want like a copper looking or a brass looking nut and then a silver looking nut. So I'm trying to make sure that I get that stuff correct. Because once I get the HVAC done, then, you know, this is finished and this is all sealed up. Now, that being said, my tolerances here for getting these hoses is just super tight. And I got a feeling this car is so small that this thing's just going to blast no matter what. So it's easy for me. This is supposed to be your defrost vent, and this is supposed to be the regular. However, it's the same. I stick my finger through it. It's the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. But my defroster inlet is right here, and it goes to a vent here and here. And then one of these is supposed to like split off and then go all the way over here somehow and all the way under there. Now, this was my opportunity, is to go through here, but Well, we'll see how that happens. I have no idea how that will happen. So, not really sure about that. But we will try to make something work. So I think once I get the actual AC running, that's the next part of it is, well, once I get the heater hoses locked up and these hoses locked on, then that's the next step, is to try to get these hoses through. And they're, you know, I don't think 2.5 inches, that's pretty big. So we will see how that works and kind of go from there.